Hello friends, welcome to Consult Your Spatial channel. Today we want to show you how to extract longitude and latitude of any place on Google Earth and then input your coordinates to ArcMAP through Excel. The first thing you need to do is to open your Google Earth Pro on your computer. As you can see, I have my Google Earth Pro open. So I have to navigate to my area of interest. For this tutorial, I want to collect water quality sampling points along a river in Monrovia, Liberia. So I will zoom in until I can identify clearly the outline of the river. Okay, I can see the river here, but I still need to zoom in further. I think this zoom level should be okay. Now I can hold my mouse and move it around so that I can see it clearly. Now this is the outline of the Mesorado River. So what I have to do now is to create a folder that I will use to save my longitude and latitude. So to create this folder, I will right click on temporary places, go to add and then click folder. Now I have to name my folder. I prefer to give my folder a name that is representative of my data. So I will name it water quality. Then I will click OK. So I have created my folder to save the X and Y data I'm about to collect. The next thing I will want to do is to set the format my longitude and latitude will be collected in. So to do that, I will go to Tools and then click Options. You can see by default here, I have decimal degrees already selected because I already selected this option doing another work. But there are other options here like degrees meaning seconds, degrees decimal meanings, and so forth. But I found it more convenient working with decimal degrees, so I will maintain this option and then see that OK. Now that all is set, I can then proceed to picking up my longitude and latitude points along this river. Now, the data I am going to be collecting is point data. I will be collecting a series of points along this river, with each representing the coordinates of a sampling location. So I will be choosing the place mark option. This is the option you select when you are collecting point data. But in case I was mapping out or digitizing the outline of this river, the shape of this river, I would have come here to add path. If I was extracting or digitizing a polygon feature, I would have come here to add polygon. But in this case, I am collecting the longitude and latitude at series of points to represent water quality data sampling locations. So I'll come here, I have place map. Now this place map sample has appeared. I just have to click and drag it to wherever location I want to collect the longitude and latitude for. Now I place it here, and then you can see the longitude and latitude have automatically appeared. The longitude and latitude you see in here represent the longitude and latitude for this location where I place the place mark. Now to give it identity, I'm going to name it S1 to represent sample 1, and then click OK. I will continue the process of adding place mark and recording the coordinates. So I will name this S2. You can do it for as many places as you want, but this is just for the purpose of demonstration. So I won't be collecting a lot of points. And again, I come here, place mark, and then name it as full. Let me come this way. I will start at 6. So I think this should be enough for the purpose of demonstration. Now that I have collected the coordinates of my sampling location, I now have to save the folder containing this data. So I will right click on the folder, go to save as, and then I have to browse to my working folder. It is on my desktop and it is named GIS training. So it takes me there automatically because I have been using it just a few hours back. So I have 2 different files in here, but then this water quality was created specifically for this demonstration. So I will double click on it. It has opened. Now by clicking save, my water quality data will be saved in here. Now, and the next thing you need to check is your file type you are using to save your data. In this case, sometimes you have KMZ here. It's okay to work with KMZ, but I prefer to use the KML format. So I will maintain KML and then click save. So the work with Google Earth Pro is done. I have successfully extracted the coordinates of my sampling points. Now I need to proceed to my working folder. This is my working folder, water quality, and then my KML file. I will right click on this, go to open with, and then select Excel. You need to give it some time to run. It also depends on the speed of your computer. My computer right now is not very fast. This free download manager keeps appearing. This thing keeps appearing. I don't know why. The process is a bit slow. I just have to be patient. I will ignore this warning. Now, in here, if you can see clearly, it says please select how you would like to open this file. You have as an XML table, as a read-only workbook. Select as an XML table and click OK. Now, finally, this Excel document has opened, but then it contains a lot of information that you really don't need. All you need is the code representing each sampling location S1 to S6, and the longitude and latitude here separated by comma. Each longitude and latitude, as you can see, is separated by a comma. So what you have to do in this case is you need to create a new sheet, Excel sheet, to copy the data you need from this Excel document. So I will click OK, go to the new sheet I just opened, and then click paste. Ignore this warning. What I have just pasted here represent codes of the locations I collected the water quality sample. So I will mention that so that there is no confusion. Then I go back to original Excel document. Now I have to copy the column containing the longitude and latitude. Copy, and then I'll paste. So I will name this coordinates. So let me increase the size of the column. This tunnel manager keeps annoying me. Now it's too big. Okay, I think this is okay. The next step is to make sure all your longitude and latitude data are selected. Then go to data and select text to columns. Make sure this delimiter option is selected. What is this table manager doing? Make sure this delimiter option is selected, and then you can preview your data from here. You can see our longitude and latitude have been separated by column. This is the data here. Now click next, and then select command. So you can see our longitude and latitude are now in different columns. So that will be okay for now, and then click finish. So automatically it has separated our longitude from our latitude. This one here is the latitude, so I will name it latitude. And then this is really annoying. And then this other data represent our longitude. This column contains a bunch of zeros which are not needed, so I will right click and then delete. Now we have processed our data in Excel. The next thing we need to do is to save it in a CSV file format to be able to import it to ArcMAP. So to do that, click on File, click on File, so slow, and click on Save As, click on File, click on Save As. Locate your working folder you want to save your data in. So this is my working folder. So now I will name it, because I don't think this book one default name represents my data. So I will rename it water quality once again. Then over here you can see the file type. This is Excel workbook. So you have to click the download menu and then select CSV command delimiter and then click save. So I have completed saving my coordinates into a CSV file format. So the next thing I need to do here is go to ArcMAP and then input my CSV file. To do that, I will click File, go to Add Data, add XY data, and then this browser icon, I will click on it to navigate to my CSV file I just created. It is in this water quality folder. I will click on it. Oh, this thing is really, really annoying. I'll go back. Okay. Oh, I did not save. Let me go back and see. Wow. This did not save. Let me cancel. I have to go back and try to. So to save this once again, you come to File, go to Save As, go to your working folder, water quality, this working folder. I will name it water quality, and then change the file format to CSV, and then click Save. Now the next step is to go to ArcMAP to input your CSV file. So what I have to do here is to click on File, go to Add Data, click on Add XY Data, and then use this browser icon to navigate to where you save your CSV file. So this is where okay. Now this is my water quality file in a CSV format. I will click on it and then click Add. Here my reference system is already set, that my data is geographically referenced. So if you will need to reference your data, you have to come to Edit, and then you can go to Projected or whatever, depending on your location. So my data has already been projected. So I will maintain what I have and click OK. Then I will click OK. Ignore this warning. Now you can see my points have appeared. So I could use the identifier tool, click on any of them, and I will have an insight into what data each of the points represent. As you can see, this point, this is S3, this is the longitude, this is the latitude, and the shape is a point. You could also go to the attribute table by right-clicking and then clicking on attribute table. So you can see here is the attribute table containing all of the points we just inputted. Now that we have successfully uploaded our X and Y points we just collected from Google Earth into ArcMAP, I will want to save the points as a shapefile. So to save the points we have just brought into ArcMAP as a shapefile, which will give us the possibility of doing all our normal geoprocessing in GIS, as shapefile is a file format that works in most GIS software, if not all GIS software. So I will want to save this data into this S3 shapefile format. So to do that, I will right click on my CSV file, go to data, and go to export data. So what you need to do is follow the same process of navigating to your folder. So I will browse to my working folder. My working folder is on the desktop, so let me use the connector folder. I'll go to PC, select desktop, okay, GIS training. Okay, this is the folder of water quality, and then click OK. Now I just have to rename this data. So once more, I'll rename it water underscore quality. I hope it works, because there is limitation to the number of characters you can use to store your shapefile in terms of naming it. So now that I have given my data the name that I found representative of my data, I will go ahead and click save. Then, so up here you can see use the same coordinate system as this layer source data, or you could choose the data frame. In this case, I will keep the first option and then click OK. Now, the ArcMAP is asking me, do you want to add the exported data to the map as a layer? Yes, I want the exported data added as a layer, so I will click yes. Then the next thing you see here, this is now a shapefile data, so I really don't need this water quality in the CSV file format. So I will right click and remove this layer. So we now have a shapefile containing all of our water quality samples, which means that we can do all our geoprocessing operations with this data. Let me just go and see the attribute table once again. All of our data are stored in this attribute table. All the information our data stored in the attribute table. The code, which represent the water quality sampling points. You have our longitude, you have your latitude. So if I click here, it has highlighted one of our sampling locations. So this attribute here on this attribute table represents the data from this point. And so basically that's how simple it is to extract your longitude and latitude of any place on Google Earth Pro, and then input to ArcMAP through Excel. Thank you for watching and hope you keep following us as we have a lot more in store. Thank you and have a blessed day.